week 7 we did particles. As I said, we've studied particle playground, particle system 2. We learned how to parent a particle producer to a null. And then in particle world, I showed you how to do 2 different PNGs. The first was a alpha cloud, like it had transparency around it, and we used texture faded disk from our particle type to give it a nice soft blending from particle to particle. And then I showed you how to add the smiley face with a textured square, a hard edge, and animate the scatter over time, showing how it changes where the image is inside over time. Now, the final step and the fun part, I'm going to show you working with video as particles. So I'm going to go Layer, New Solid. I'll call this one Video Particles. All right. I'm going to add Particle Playground. Nope. Particle World. It's what we want. Producer. Nope. It was Physics. Go do this with fire this time. I'm not liking where that is in the scene. I'm too lazy to change my camera. So we'll put this about here. We're going to watch how the particles move. I'm going to knock this down to quarter resolution while I'm getting my motion the way I want it. Alright, so birth rate, we'll obviously want more. We'll want them on the screen longer. Like that. Okay. That's pretty good. Now, I need a video to use as the particle with alpha, like keyed out. So from right here, you got a nice nothing here at the bottom. At the top, I'm going to have to watch how it is hitting the top. So I want the video to start here. I'm going to hit Option and the bracket key next to the letter P. Like that. And that's changing my endpoint. I'm going to slide this down. I'm going to hit the bracket key next to P just to slide the whole video down. I did not hold down Option that time. And we'll go to about here. That's fine. I want this to end, so I'm going to hold down Option and hit the bracket key 2 away from the letter P so that it gives me an out point. Like that. I'm going to key like this. Double click on that. Go to my effect. Oh, select the layer first, sorry. Like that. Key it out. Let's check my screen mat. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Yep. We'll go back to source. And there we have it. Nope, sorry, final result. Alright, now, as I said before, right around here, the particles are going to the top of the screen. I don't want that. I'm going to pre-compose this. I'll call this Fire 1. Now, in my particle layer, I'm going to import... Nope, Fire's the one I wanted. Apologize for that. Now it's on the particle that we want. Okay. And here's what I was warning you about. So I've got my pre-composed keyed out particle already. I'm going to grab my pen tool, click around, make a mask, go back to my black arrow tool, change the shape of it. Now we'll watch, see that? It's hitting there. I'm hitting the F key. So it brings up my mask and my feather. Now when I increase my feather and I bring these down, we're getting a softer edge at the top, which is what we want so that we don't have a hard line in our particles. Okay, that's good enough for this tutorial. So that's fire. Go turn back on my video particle layer, hide the fire layer. We got the particles moving how we want them to. So now I go to particle. Remember, I keyed out the particle and I feathered the top, so it's a nice soft edge from where it's hitting the top of the screen. Let's try texture faded disk. Texture. Fire. we'll try texture disk for this. I'm going to increase the size. And the depth size. We want them getting smaller over time. So I'll just have it be right about there. Size variation 100. Maximum opacity 100. Okay. I'm going to change this to custom. Already looking a lot better. Now, let's reel this in a little bit. That's a little better. Change that to birth. There we go. I'm liking that a lot better. Now, as I said before, fire counts as a light effect. So I don't want composite. I'm going to use screen. And already it's looking a lot prettier. Now I'm going to change my bits per channel to 32. So we get more data. I'm liking that. But it's still a little hot. Meaning too much in the opacity. So I'm going to keep these fading on. You know, let's alter this a little bit. This curve, so it's not fading on so long, and it's not fading off so much at the end where it's not as much time to do it. Like that. And then I'm going to change my maximum opacity a little bit. I'm going to knock that down a little to give it a little bit of see-through, but not too much. There we go. So, let's just go to a frame in the animation. Let's go to right about, yeah, that's where it looks pretty interesting. All right, I'm liking the way this looks. So, I'm going to change my preview to full. As you can see, in Guides and Grid, I turned off position, rotation, motion, horizon, and box. Now we see just the particles. And as you can see, this is looking this is a good sell. I'm convinced we're actually using fire. So you'll see some tutorials online where people will be like, oh, you know, grab some spheres, blur it. No, if you want fire to look like fire, get some video of fire, key it out, make sure it's not going to the top of the screen. Use a soft feather at the top in your mask if you need to. Because that's the way your instructor, Mike Wazowski, told you to do it. If you want this to be even more convincing, like say you want some smoke, you could animate in the smoke as I showed you. You don't get spheres and blur them and try and get them to look like smoke. Grab a picture of a cloud and use that as your particle, and you'll always get more convincing results and more beautiful results if you use the natural elements you want your particles to look like. And as always, like I said, watch how it's moving first. Get it to move the way you want, then worry about how your particles are going to look. Because like I said, you could get some great results doing it this way.